Welcome to the Noka News Network, the news nobody cares about. I'm Ricky French, here with Mr. Dan Colley.
Yep, that's what they called me.
It's your birthday, Dan.
That it is.
Big 17th episode of the show.
Big 45th anniversary of my episode? I don't know, man. I'm old.
Of your life, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of big things. Well, big things going on here on the Noka News Network.
Are you calling me fat? Is that a fat joke?
It may have been.
All right.
It wasn't a good one, but it was one.
Well,
not real versed in them. Never really made them that much because, I don't have room to say that kind of thing.
No. That's the thing you don't understand. You're allowed to make fat jokes if you're fat, but if you're a skinny bastard, shut the hell up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that.
Well, there you go then. Hey, why don't you start this thing off with a fantastic story, Ricky?
Well, I don't know if I can do that, but I do have a story for you.
Well, close enough.
So, Independence Day, the 4th of July, as some may say, is coming up, and got bad news for those who like to celebrate that big. The nation's largest consumer fireworks producer is saying they're running a little short.
Okay.
Phantom Fireworks, which happens to be based in Ohio.
That's right.
They
Not that you can use half the shit in this state, but yeah, they make it.
Well, you can. You just,
can you get in trouble for it.
Yeah, you gotta. When you buy it, you gotta sign a piece of paper that says, I'm going to Indiana. No problem.
Don't worry about it. I'll fire this bottle rocket somewhere else. Thank you.
In a state that is not run by a bunch of assholes.
Which one's that?
Well, I guess you got me there. Ohio-based Phantom Fireworks says supply chains are slow due to global shipments. That's been a thing with a lot of industries, but now it's affecting our damned fireworks.
Well, I'm going to have to go to Uncle Nick's now.
Yeah.
Get all my fireworks.
You may. I don't know if I'd trust those fireworks any more than these, but the country's top consumer fireworks retailer is recommending people buy fireworks early due to a possible shortage. Like many other industries, the fireworks industry has also experienced delays due to shipment challenges facing the global market, said Alan L. Zoldan, Phantom Executive Vice President.
That's a hell of a name.
Yeah, I know. He sounds like some sort of supervillain, if you ask me.
I guess that's why they didn't go with Zoldan's Fireworks, because
right, yes.
We'd have known that was the front that Captain America would have had to bust through and take care of that problem.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to shop there.
Hell no.
You're contributing to some sort of global empire that is out for the destruction of mankind.
Thank goodness G.I. Joe was here to stop them.
Exactly. According to a press release, personal fireworks sales in 2020 surged to record rates industry-wide, including at Phantom Fireworks. They believe this year's Independence Day holiday is showing similar momentum, especially as President Biden has July 4th, a point for the nation to mark our independence from coronavirus.
Yeah, if there's one thing about this country we like, it's blowing shit up and wasting money.
Of course we do, and you don't need 10 fingers.
No.
You can get by with 7 or 8.
So with a shortage, we're definitely
just keep your thumb out of harm's way, and you're still doing better than the other great apes. I don't know.
I'm sure, though, that with the shortage news being giving and being distributed to the masses through our channels,
right? Yeah.
That all the doctors and nurses that work in ERs that listen to our show,
yeah, I'm sure there's many of them.
Yeah, that is.
I don't know if you know this, folks, but our show is very popular among medical personnel.
That's true. That's
based upon our real expertise.
Well, okay, so to clarify, it's popular among people that work in medical facilities, like the janitors and the lunch ladies.
Yes, exactly.
But anyway, what I'm saying, the point I'm trying to get through in the babble is, I guess I hit 45, my brain just stopped working.
Well,
shut up, Ricky, shut the fuck up. So it's my birthday still, damn it. So you have to be nice to me.
That's true.
Anyway, my point is, I'm sure medical professionals will be happy to know that people won't be blowing their fucking hands off.
Well, they've had a tough go of it already. The last thing they need to do is you to bring your charred digits and ask them to sew them back on.
That's right. Old 3-finger Dan over here.
Yeah, Dan's not missing any fingers.
No.
He's missing some brain cells, but no fingers.
I wish I had extra middle ones. Would they be middle then? If I
Well,
had
you
extras?
could go out looking for them for the people that do have.
I try on the 5th. I'm going to go look for extras. All right, let's talk about a country that does not celebrate the 4th of July with us, and that's Canada.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Our friendly folks up north.
All right.
So it was supposed to be one last job before a quiet summer, Ricky.
That sounds a lot like the premise of many movies you cover on your other podcast.
It was supposed to be one last job before a quiet summer. And then, 3 hours in,
Yeah, turn that on. You can't use too much reverb on this show.
Well, I don't know if that's possible.
That's true. That dial will give you all the reverb you want. Sure. All right, so it's supposed to be one last job before a quiet summer. 3 hours in, Gil Graham's leg was getting crushed by the jaws of a black bear.
Okay, so this may be, thus far, the most Canadian story we've ever covered on the show. We got a guy named Gil Graham, and also he's been bitten by a black bear.
Yes. So Graham, a Port Coquitlam resident who works in BC's mining industry.
That would be British Columbia, for those of you who are unfamiliar.
They don't have states like us. They got provinces. They're fancy.
Great.
I always thought like Canada is like Europe light.
I think they're probably more like America than they're like Europe. They're just like
there's some places up there that's pretty European.
Well,
they got a prime minister.
Yeah, and then there's also Quebec, which is very French kind of French influenced.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah.
All right, so Graham is recovering at home after he was attacked by a black bear in a remote camp near Winston Lake, north of Mackenzie, BC, last month. That was last month.
Okay.
Yeah, last month, as a matter of fact.
Gotcha.
He says, the clamping force of his jaw, will always stay with me there, He may not have said that many times.
Yeah. Well, he probably did, but they had to edit somewhere.
He's like, you hoser, get off me there, you hoser. Graham, 65, arrived at the site on May 31st along with 7 colleagues. The group was tasked with setting up the 40-person camp for the upcoming field season. He went outside to turn on some propane tanks. That's when he realized he was just over a meter away from a black bear.
How far away is that, Dan?
It's a meter. He was looking at me. I was looking at him. Super close range. It's super close range, Ricky. According to old Gil here.
I gotcha.
It was just too tight for many options you would normally use to get to some space between you and the animal.
Just for clarity's sake, I know about how long a meter is. It's only because it's close to a yard here in America with our imperial measurements.
How many feet is that?
A yard is 3 feet.
How many inches is that?
36.
All right. So Graham says he started yelling, and his coworkers quickly rushed over to him. One threw a large rock at the bear. He was like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here, bear!" Well, which let go momentarily, but then bit into his thigh again. So basically, just made it worse. Good job.
Snap.
Good job, Steve. Dick. You immediately feel how helpless you are and the immense power that even a small bear has. I guess it was a small bear. Jogger lives to tell the tale after a rare run-in with a predatory black bear in BC. That's a whole nother story.
That sounds like that's not supposed to be in there.
No, that's a whole nother story.
Well,
so evidently this guy was set up a camp. He was supposed to be one last job. He's 65 and a bear bit his shit.
Yeah, he had one more big job to accomplish before retirement, and then tragedy ensued. But unlike all the American movies, in Canada, that's a bear attack and not some sort of crime syndicate.
Yeah, so one last job evidently is Canadian for I'm getting too old for this shit.
Exactly.
That's it.
Well, on the bear front, yes, we're covering the bear front here.
No, I've got a shirt on here. I don't know what you're talking about. My front's covered.
Here in the U.S., there's been some run-ins with bears as well.
Yes.
As of late. And now the National Park Service is once again offering bear safety tips, and that includes asking tourists to avoid pushing their friends down when bears are around. So they don't have to do this in Canada because the Canadians are way nicer than this. But here in America, they have to tell us, stop sacrificing your friends to the bears for the love of God.
Rawr, it's a bear. Fuck you, Jerry. Run down the field.
That's that rugged individualism.
That's right. I'm a tough outdoorsy kind of fella, and I'm gonna. Oh shit, a bear! Fuck you, Jerry. Down the road he goes. Yep.
Park rangers shared a
I
public.
don't know why Jerry is the one getting eaten by a bear.
That sounds accurate to me.
Yeah.
Park rangers shared a public safety announcement Sunday on what to do if you get a little too close to a bear.
Shit yourself.
Well,
that's what I would do.
Yes. I don't know if they recommend that, but, the bear will show you signs that you're invading its space, officials said, but it's up to you to know what to do from there.
You mean like look at you, give you the finger?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. If a bear clacks its teeth, sticks out its lips, huffs, woofs, or slaps the ground with its paws, it is warning you that you are too close and making it nervous, the National Park Service said.
That's exactly what I do whenever my wife starts to, put on something attractive.
The bear's nervous. Heed this warning and slowly back away.
She usually backs away from me, too.
Well, yeah.
I do that.
Backing away slowly may seem like simple advice to follow, but there are quite a few things to avoid when it comes to bear safety.
Okay.
First, you should never play dead, run, shout, or make any sudden movements. You also should never push a friend down to save yourself, the National Park Service said. Now, one would think that particular piece of advice would go without saying, but obviously there's a reason why they're including that.
Yeah, you don't see the warning on the shampoo bottle that says don't drink because someone didn't drink it.
Right. Do not run up and push the bear, and do not push a slower friend down, even if you feel the friendship has run its course, park rangers said.
There's some real dick-ass park rangers out there.
I'd just like to say, as the slower friend in many situations, I agree with this advice wholeheartedly.
Just feed him the picnic basket. You should be fine. Don't worry about it.
Running away can trigger a bear to chase you, and you probably aren't faster. I'm definitely not faster. I say that.
Yeah, no, the bear will catch me.
They can chase elk and other animals on a daily basis, according to the Park Service. Climbing a tree also isn't a good option because bears can climb. Way better than I can, I'm sure. They'll make sure they get what they want, even if it's in a tree. Running to a tree or frantically climbing a tree may provoke a bear to chase you, the National Park Service said. If the friend you pushed down somehow made it up a tree and is now extending you a hand, there's a good chance you're not getting up that tree. Karma is a bear, the Park Service said. So basically, don't antagonize the bears and also don't sacrifice your friends are their biggest takeaways from this.
I don't know what to tell you, man, but if I'm in a situation where let's just say it's you and I. Okay. And we're in a situation where we're having some big bears look at us all juicy like and start licking their lips and stuff.
We've probably ended up in the wrong bar.
Absolutely. All right, so yeah, let's do this metal news, but you hit that button, I'll turn this reverb. All right, Ricky, this story is about a woodland animal. It's not a big old bear. It's about a chipmunk. Well, I mean, sort of. Is there anything that the Every Time I Die guitarist and all-around mensch Andy Williams can't do? And no, not that holiday song-singing sissy. I mean, he plays crushing riffs, has one of the best stashes in rock, and is a kick-ass pro wrestler. And now you can even add animal rescuer on top of all that. Williams, or as he's known as the Butcher, revealed on Twitter earlier today that he saved a chipmunk's life. Well, that's pretty fucking decent of him. Ricky, you ever save an animal? There's this one time I was walking around in Calcutta, and never mind. The guitarist tweeted, "I saved a drowning chipmunk this morning. That's good universe vibes." Little buddy just needs a little blanket and a walnut. He even named the little rascal Rudy or Rudy. A good deed done for the day.
Rudy! I wonder if the problem with the chipmunk was that somebody put some shit in its drink. Wonder if that's the problem.
Yeah, well, it was drowning, so it's very possible. Pudding pops.
My fucking childhood ruined by that asshole. Moving right along.
Thanks, Sir Leonard, part 6.
Yes,
exactly. And if you get that reference, then Pete will get that reference.
Well, I didn't know Ghost Dad should be locked up until a couple of years ago.
He should have been. That movie sucked.
All right, let's wrap up the first segment of the show with some more wildlife news.
The hell are we? The Animal Planet now all of a sudden?
Well, we do cover a lot of animal stories.
That's true, yes.
This story is also out of Canada, out of Ontario. A bobcat named Brett Cody.
I'm sorry, it was named Brett Cody?
A bobcat named Brett Cody, who went missing from a zoo in North Grenville, Ontario, more than a week ago, has been found safe, according to the Ontario Provincial Police.
What do? Disappear to go get some Fireball for all of his frat brothers?
Yeah, and he was out of Axe body spray. He had to run by a couple places. The liquor store and the drugstore, you know.
Was he all like, I gotta go get some Axe body spray?
Good one, Dan.
Thank you.
It's actually, I hate to admit this, but that wasn't that bad of a Bobcat Goldthwait impression.
Thank you very much, Ricky. I watched a lot of Police Academy as a kid.
Even though nobody's going to really get it, that was a pretty decent Bobcat Goldthwait impression. Saunders County Critter Zoo and Sanctuary.
That's a hell of a name.
Yes, located just off Highway 416.
Oh, yeah, beautiful 416.
Yes, about 60 kilometers south of downtown Ottawa, had said a vandal, quote unquote, intentionally let animals out of their pens over the weekend.
What a son of a bitch.
Probably them damn PETA assholes, if you ask me.
It could have been. It could have been, yes.
I'm making wild accusations. I don't know.
Well.
Police said at the time animals were found wandering free at the zoo, but it wasn't until...
For some reason, I got the mental image of a beaver just walking around going, what the fuck is going on here? I shouldn't be out of this fucking cage. Isn't there a popcorn vendor or something?
This is weird, man. I've never been out here.
There's a moose walking around going, hey, the fuck? Beaver's like, I don't know, man. I just assume that's what it's like.
Yeah, well, you're on your own in your assumptions, most likely, but that's fine. That's no different than your daily life, I imagine.
Well, I assume that most of the animals up there are beavers and moose.
Yeah,
or mooses.
It makes sense, sure.
Moosey.
Meese, I think, is the proper terminology.
For multiple moose?
No, I'm just kidding. It's not. Police said at the time animals were found wandering free at the zoo, but it wasn't until a more thorough search that the bobcat was determined to be missing. In a tweet Tuesday, the OPP...
You know me.
Yes, exactly. Said Brett Cody was found this afternoon, thanks to a member of the public.
He was hanging out at a Del Taco.
Yeah,
he was trying to get some vintage vinyl and went to the Del Taco and
they had one of those places that's kind of like
Truly
Chipotle, only you build your own pizza. What are those?
Oh, like a mod pizza, Blaze Fire or something?
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
He was at one of those.
He had a Truly. He didn't know what was going on. He was all confused and shit.
He was trying to get a lease on a Hyundai.
I'd like to get the Elantra.
He's back home safe and sound at Saunders County Zoo, said the OPP in a tweet.
Well, they knew him.
All right, Dan.
That was a hell of a first segment.
I don't know how much beer that Bobcat bonged, but I'm sure it was plenty.
Him and Sweet Chuck roaming around the streets of Ottawa.
What's coming up in the second segment, Dan?
We're going to talk about a Mac attack, Ricky, so I guess swords are a thing again. I don't know. And hey, New York City is back, baby.
No News Network, the news nobody cares about.
Local News Network.
You know what, Ricky? Normally I get a little crabby when we start to get to the third segment, but I didn't tonight because we had that snack, that delicious snack before the show.
That's why I asked the good folks over at Grandma Bev's Good Ass Popcorn to send those our way. I knew that popcorn will put you in an excellent mood tonight.
I was in a pretty good mood because the caramel corn was delicious and the cheddar ghost pepper I thought was going to be too hot because I'm kind of a wuss, but it really wasn't. It was just actually good, really good.
No, it's made from white cheddar and ghost pepper and other seasoning. It has a little kick, but more so, it's just a delicious flavored popcorn.
That's true. It was really good. And if you want to get yourself some Grandma Bev's good-ass popcorn, go to grandmabevs.shop and pick you out a couple flavors and get them shipped to you. They're pretty good, dude.
Yeah, they've got the classic flavors to choose from, like the caramel corn like we had, which is really buttery and sweet and delectable, by the way.
So buttery.
But they also have kettle corn. They have movie theater butter. They have your classic cheddar.
They got Chicago style, too.
They do have the Chicago style, as well as a couple more adventurous flavors.
Yeah?
Like that white cheddar ghost pepper we had tonight, or cheddar jalapeno, or cinnamon roll.
Oh, come on, dude. Knock it off.
Doesn't that sound great?
That does sound really good. Grandma Bev's good-ass popcorn.
Go on and get you some.
Ricky, do you know you can buy T-shirts at our store?
Yes, Dan, I was adequately aware of the fact that...
You can't buy masks or tote bags there anymore, though.
No.
No, just shirts and hoodies,
Yeah,
mugs.
that's true.
You can get the regular shirt with the dude going, and that guy.
Yeah, sure.
Black and white. You can get a Gator Halloween shirt,
You can.
Gator Christmas shirt.
You can.
You can get a mug,
You can.
different colors on the inside.
That's true.
And if you get one of those, then you get a special gift.
That is absolutely correct.
Yes, and those will be in an envelope that will be addressed to you and stamped and will be sent to you.
Everything you've said thus far is factual.
That is correct. So if you would like to support the show and sport one of those awesome shirts, go to nokanews.store and buy them.
That's correct, Dan.
Yep.
Welcome back. It's Noga News Network, the news no one cares about. I'm Ricky French with Dan Kelly on his birthday.
Yay!
We're having a good time.
You know, in all seriousness, though, if you checked out our Facebook, I did have a lovely cake waiting for me when I got to the studio area today.
This is true. I put my mom up to writing asshole on a cake.
Yeah, I know. Well,
And I didn't really feel bad about it because she more or less understands that.
she's got an arm and asshole at this point. Yeah.
Well,
You said the cake is chocolate?
yeah.
I haven't had the cake yet. We need to finish this crap up so I can let's get through this crap so I can go get some cake.
Well, it's, I don't blame you for feeling like cake would be the highlight of today.
Yeah, well, no, it's been
It's your birthday, after all.
It's my birthday. That's what's that 50 Cent song? Enter a birthday song.
Yeah, there is. Come on.
All right, Ricky. So, evidently, a garbage bag, allegedly, full of the devil's lettuce.
The devil, you mean that straight endo?
Yeah, man, I'm talking weed.
Are you talking about that Killer Kush?
Yeah, man, I'm talking about that Acapulco Gold.
All right, son.
I'm talking about that demon's broccoli. I don't know if anyone ever calls it demon's broccoli.
You mean that sticky, icky, sun-grown chronic?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, just making sure.
Okay. So evidently a whole bag of that was, it says flung. It was flung. It wasn't thrown. It wasn't tossed. It wasn't dropped. It was
flung.
It was flung off a Brooklyn rooftop in an apparent sale gone bad, and it had scattered onto the sidewalk.
Okay.
Yeah, which in turn sent pedestrians scrambling to pick up the marijuana earlier this month, police say.
Okay, well, I can see that. I guess there's money in that. I suppose.
Of course. Why spend $5 when you can just get it for free? I'm assuming that's what weed costs nowadays. It's got to be pretty
Yeah,
cheap,
sure.
right?
It's about $5. Sure.
It's probably cheaper than cigarettes.
The last time you got it in 1989, yeah, that's how much it was.
I don't. Yeah. The evidently. Okay, Ricky. I don't know who wrote this copy, but they reportedly said it was a fracas.
Sounds like somebody's Jewish grandmother wrote that copy.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like the fracas started.
There was a fracas.
It started when a 29-year-old man allegedly brought the garbage bag to the rooftop on 8th Avenue late the night of June 1.
There was a fracas when these boys were picking up cannabis from the sidewalk.
Those wicked men, they showed up with a gun and punched a 29-year-old named Ira and then tried to steal the bag. I don't know if his name was Ira. Anyway,
something tells me that he wasn't.
no. So anyway, they punched the 29-year-old who had the bag of, as you say, the ganj, which the then 29-year-old said, fuck it, flung the bag off the rooftop. Pedestrians picked up what they could off the sidewalk. It's not clear how much of the Mary Jane was allegedly in the bag. The individuals who attacked the 29-year-old fled the building. He ended up with cuts to his face and bruising and was treated at a hospital. No other injuries were reported. If anyone with information would like to call Crime Stoppers, you're a narc.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Fucking square.
All right. More New York news, and this Dan, it's going to seem weird at first, but
Okay,
this
I'll go with
story actually gives me a little bit of hope because New York City has had a rough go of it.
They really
the
have.
last year, over a year, as the pandemic has happened. There's been people leaving. There's restaurants, businesses closed down.
The dirty homeless Elmo had to get another job
Right,
instead of just
exactly.
taking pictures with random tourists.
Yes, exactly. And they've had a really rough time, but this gives me hope that things are coming back in New York.
Well, you know, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Well, that's what I hear. I feel like this is really getting back to the old school New York City we remember as kids at its best.
So
at its peak.
pre-Giuliani.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What do
At
you got
its
for
peak.
me? All right. Cool. So when the Yankees were good.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah.
A 43-year-old vagrant
Sounds New York as hell so far. Yes.
was charged with public lewdness charges
I'm with you so far.
after cops said
Yeah.
they caught him brazenly masturbating in the middle of a crowded Times Square. Now, if that's not pre-Giuliani New York City, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Pre-Giuliani, he would have been jerking his gherkin in one of the fuck movie theaters, right?
Yeah, well,
Now he's out in public doing it. That's more.
no, in Times Square, I think that's pre-Giuliani.
He didn't want to wait for the ball to drop, so he decided to drop his own right out of his trousers. All right, please tell me about this vagrant who decided to beat his schmeat.
If it were a modern New York story, he would have been caught masturbating in the M&M store. but alas, he was just out on the street.
Police, yeah, there's a vagrant in here. He's trying to touch the $25 M&Ms with his penis. Please come get him. I assume everyone from New York sounds like that. I don't know.
I know. Devin Russell was busted in the crossroads of the world.
He's trying to bust one. What he's trying to
Times
do.
Square around 12:30 in the morning for allegedly pulling off the grotesque act while sitting outside the American Eagle on Friday.
I want to post this guy's bond for just sitting out in front of the American Eagle and just beating the shit out of it. That's great.
Russell, who lives in a Brooklyn homeless shelter, was hit with one count of first-degree public lewdness and an additional lesser count of public lewdness. So there's the more public lewdness and the lesser public lewdness, but it's all public lewdness.
So they got him one for this dangle and one from his coin purse. Do you think the shelter?
They got him one for the angle and one for the dangle, Dan.
Do you think they call him Russell the Muscle now because he was out there just?
I think you do, and that's what's important.
He was whacking. All right, Ricky, let's talk about some more dumb shit. Let's talk about
What
more.
we typically do.
Let's talk about more vagrant disgusting, ridiculous excuses for human beings. So, of course, y'all know that sound can only mean one thing, and that is a trip down south to the humid, sticky crotch of America that we like to call Florida, as we talk about the Florida Man. This time, this first story, we have a pair of stories today.
We have a Florida Man doubleheader.
That's true. That probably means something down there. This one comes out of Brooksville, Florida. A small Florida town's error resulted in one man temporarily receiving a free gift with his purchase. Ricky, any guesses?
Culottes.
Well, maybe. He might have got those later on. But no, the Brooksville City Council made a mistake when businessman Bobby Red approached them in April about buying a small business and garage under a water tower.
Okay, so just one thing real quick.
Yeah.
It seems real stereotypically Floridian for there to be a businessman named Bobby Red.
Well,
just
that's
saying.
That's what his name was. That's what his mama called him, Ricky. After the $55,000 purchase, Red got the parcel he wanted for the personal training studio, and unexpectedly, he also got the city's water tower.
So this town inadvertently sold their water tower.
Yeah. It wasn't until Red went to the county property appraiser's office to get the address for his new business when he learned of the city's blunder. Okay. He says, I immediately went through the necessary steps to deed the water tower back to the city of Brooksville, and the tower was accidentally sold to Red because of legal descriptions where the building he wanted to buy was never split off from the parent property where the water tower is based.
Well, I do gotta say, at least it seems that Mr. Bobby Red is a decent businessman, and he did the right thing and let them have the water tower back.
He did. He owned it for a little more than a week, had it deeded back to them, but there was a $10 fee to give it back.
So he even paid $10 to give them their water tower back.
Sounds like it. So if you're in the area and you want to have Bobby Red work on your glutes, because he's a decent fella, then you know where to go.
Well,
let's talk about
good for him, I guess.
Let's talk about a Florida man who is not a decent fella, and as a matter of fact, a piece of shit.
That's what we typically do.
Yes. By the way, we always name our segments. You can see those in your show notes and stuff. I absolutely adore the fact that you named this one the Swampland Samurai.
That's what I like to call him.
In Pensacola, good old Pensacola, police arrested an Escambia, yeah, sure, County, Florida man who is accused of chasing another man down the street with a samurai sword. Ricky, I'd like to think he was going to work at the deli. It all started, a report states, when Marcus Lavoie told another man his tires had been slashed on Howard Drive. Turns out when the man came out to check, the tires were not slashed.
Oh, it was a clever ruse.
Yeah, but that's all good. Maybe they weren't slashed after all. But that's when Lavoie pulled the sheathed sword from his back.
Like he's goddamn Leonardo or somebody.
Chased the man down Howard Drive, threatening to cut him. So some guy told him his tires were slashed. He came out wearing a fucking katana, figured out it wasn't slashed, got pissed off that the guy bothered him. Evidently, he was trying to play Call of Duty or something, I'd assume, at this point, because what else would you be just working about? Anyone that wears a katana on their back is definitely playing some kind of Xbox game at that point.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Besides, he's lucky he didn't have any shirking in his belt. He would have hit him with one of those, I guess. Anyway, someone called 911 warning deputies that Lavoie is known to carry a weapon.
Well, if you're walking around with a sword on your back, then people are going to notice, I guess.
Exactly. At least it wasn't nunchucks. When a deputy arrived, he demanded Lavoie put the sword down. But instead, he pulled out the sword and then started threatening the deputy with it, like he was one of the Foot Clan.
Great move.
And then he reached for his waist, Ricky.
Uh-oh.
That's when the deputy tased his ass.
Well, yeah, that'll happen.
The report revealed that they also found a loaded 9mm handgun in his waist with a bullet in the chamber as well.
So does this guy fancy himself like a Floridian Deadpool or some shit?
Yeah, except less funny, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It also states that they recovered the sword in the sheath. So if you're looking to find that, it's in the lockup.
Here in a couple months, you can buy that on some sort of online government auction, I'm sure.
That or it's probably already at a pawn shop or something.
Yeah, it probably is.
You can probably get that and like an old Fender guitar and
Yeah, right.
maybe a velvet painting of like a dog.
Some sort of, $10 circular saw from the 1970s.
Yeah. Well, I assume it's there. I mean, if you watch Pulp Fiction, there's a samurai sword in that one.
Oh, that's true.
So, and I'm sure there's gimps.
Well, Dan, unfortunately for us, the sword-wielding violence is not just situated in the state of Florida. It has made its way to central Ohio.
You speak for yourself. I'm okay with people starting to carry swords again now because I'll get like a battle axe and maybe a buckler, a +2 mithril shield,
a mace,
a mace,
perhaps.
Yeah, like a +2 mithril mace. That's what I need to start carrying around with me.
I don't know enough about that bullshit to know what I would have.
Yeah, I know you think I'd be carrying a mace, but true to form, I'd probably be carrying a bastard sword.
I think I'm going to go with more like a butterfly knife or like a switchblade like the fucking Outsiders or something. Those references are more my speed.
I've never seen The Outsiders.
Oh.
I refuse to watch it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, if I want to watch a movie about gangs and stuff, I'll watch The Warriors.
You're fucking missing out, man.
Man, The Outsiders
At the very least, you're missing out on Cherry Valance.
The Outsiders are a bunch of dinks.
Oh, I take that fucking personally.
Well, so does most of my friends, trust me.
All right.
At this point, I don't watch it just out of spite.
Well, that's on brand for you.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I know.
45 years
That's
worth.
why the cake says as much.
It does. It's personalized.
All right. So the blade violence has apparently made its way to central Ohio. This is out of Columbus, just a few miles down the road. Police are searching for a man accused of using a sword to get cash from a gas station.
This had to be on the southwest side.
It's just happened yesterday. The incident occurred around 12:30 a.m. on June 17th at the Speedway convenience store at, any guesses?
I'm going to say southwest. I would say Stringtown.
No, but no. You're different neighborhood.
Okay,
Different neighborhood, equally bad area.
Morris Road.
You're way warm there. I'll just tell you, it was at 3304 East Broad Street.
Oh, so back down south.
According to Columbus police, the suspect displayed a short sword to the clerk and demanded cash.
Hey, give me all your gold and platinum pieces.
Yes.
I have to go slay the dragon.
Yeah, and he then ordered the clerk to walk the plank, I think, too.
Hail and well met, good shopkeep. Please deposit all
Bequeath me with your doubloons, kind sir.
Fucking doubloons. I need all the gold so I can buy a shield so I can go and save the fair maiden princess from ye old crack house.
He then fled northbound from the store after taking the money. Police described the man as in his 30s, 5'8", 150 pounds, with long dark hair, a thin build, and he was seen wearing an oversized dark-colored jacket.
All right, so dark hair, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not Link.
No, it's not.
He's not looking for Zelda. All right. Legolas, maybe? No, I think he had white hair, too.
The sword was described as approximately 2 feet long with a blue handle and a blue scabbard.
Oh, no, that wouldn't have been. Maybe, was it Frodo?
I mean, I don't know. Anyone with information can contact the Columbus Police Robbery Unit, 614-645-4665, if you know this sword-wielding gas station robber.
All right, Ricky, well, now that let's switch, let's stay in Ohio, but let's switch from Columbus to Ravenna.
Oh, yeah, up north.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Probably. So the police in Ravenna were called to the McDonald's restaurant on Monday morning to deal with a report of a woman attacking employees behind the counter. I don't think she had a sword. But when officers arrived around 9:40 a.m.,
Oh, she was there during breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
What's there to be upset about during breakfast? But that's the best time.
Yeah, well, some of them don't carry the biscuits and gravy. So
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe she was
if that
pissed.
was the problem,
Yeah,
then
probably.
Sure.
So when they arrived, they realized that they found this lady's just a baby. She was only 44. Cherise Cleveland was observed attempting to strike several employees.
Okay.
Upon investigation, police determined that the cause of the incident was Cleveland wanting to mix flavors of her slushie together.
Okay. All right. And then they said no, and like a 3-year-old, she threw a fit.
Well, sort of, because when she was told by the manager that was not possible, I'm sure it was very polite, Cleveland became irate and stormed behind the counter to make the slushy mix her damn self. Police say the manager of McDonald's tried to block Cleveland's path and was punched. Another employee was able to get to Cleveland, get her back in the customer area, but was punched in the right eye and suffered multiple abrasions. The employee was finally able to wrestle Cleveland to the ground, and she was detained by police and charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor assault. Ricky, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Fucking come in here! You're not fucking here like that! Wait, don't fucking hit me, bitch! Don't fucking hit me, bitch! Don't fucking hit me, bitch! You gave me
World
a flat
star.
line, you fucking stupid
World star.
Whatever. You gave me a motherfucking flat line. Get out of here! Call the fucking cops. Call them!
They're right here,
Call them, bitch! Call them!
Everybody just go back to the police.
Actually, I know from queuing that up that was the actual point at which the employee got the woman on the ground.
Yes, and I thought the funniest part while listening to that was the multiple uses of the word biatch,
Oh, yeah, sure.
or the fact that Miss Cleveland was socked in the eye about 5 or 10 times.
Yeah.
But no. It was the obvious 103-pound white kid yelling "World Star" multiple times.
Yeah, he's sort of the whitest kid on the face of the earth, referencing
World Star, World Star.
Yeah, so that happened.
So anyway, yeah, she's in jail now for. Like, I bet she don't get no damn slushies in jail.
No, or no, McMuffins or anything else either.
Probably not.
No McGriddles for sure. They don't do that in prison.
Man, McGriddle sounds good. No,
What do we got here in the last segment of the show, Dan? The big birthday show.
I'm hoping a McGriddle. To be honest with you.
Well, I got bad news for you then.
All right. Well, let's talk about Alabama. They rank 8th. I mean, clearly not in football. We're going to do the paranormal news, which is entitled, this week's episode entitled, Limey Likes Me Crops Have Been Circled, and a Carnie sex offender. How is that news, Ricky?
Noka News Network, the news nobody cares about.
Ricky!
Yes, Dan?
Ricky,
Yeah, I'm right here.
did you know that we have new shirts at the store?
Of course I did. I designed them, Dan.
Yeah. So there's one of those that is about Halloween and one about Christmas.
Yeah, they're Gator holiday shirts.
Yes. So all of you out there that are current to the product and have listened to all our episodes will understand what we mean when we say Gator holiday shirts.
That's true. We've got those. We've still got our regular Noka News Network mugs.
Yep. See.
Yes, as evidenced by the slurping.
Yep.
We've got the...
They hold beverages.
That's their purpose.
And
You're right about that.
And we have the original old school OG logo shirts as well.
Yes, and hoodies too.
Oh, we do have the hoodies still?
Yeah.
I don't have one of those.
Well, I do.
Well, it's hot as hell. I don't need one right now.
Well, I don't really either.
No. Unless you live in Alaska.
Well, I don't, but I still have a hoodie. Welcome back. It's the third segment of the NOCA News Network. I'm Ricky French, here with Dan Colley. The last segment of the show.
This is weird.
Yeah, it is. We had a computer recording malfunction, and therefore are making up the third segment of this week's episode.
The computer decided they had enough of our shit. Even.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we're remotely. We're not in the studio together. We're remotely working on the last segment of the show to wrap it up. So it's probably going to sound different. It's definitely not as fun.
No, it is a little weird. I mean, this is nice though, because when I'm done, I can go drop a deuce in the other room, and I don't feel guilty like dropping a deuce at your,
No. Yeah. I guess that's good.
Well, there's always it's important to always find the silver lining behind every cloud, Ricky.
All right. Well, it's the one benefit of this is that now that we're recording it right before it comes out, we can be a little more timely, and I'll let you know that we are officially in Cinema Week right now, the very first Cinema Week.
What is Cinema Week?
Well, it started today. On Monday, which was yesterday, AMC Theaters announced it will be offering moviegoers unlimited popcorn refills of any size in celebration of Cinema Week, according to The Hollywood Reporter. The promotion is valid at any AMC location. It's part of an effort to bring more viewers out of their homes and back into movie theaters, according to Variety magazine.
Well, you're on your own. I got to go. See you later. I got to go catch up on all the popcorn I didn't eat the last year.
And get a garbage bag full of it.
I don't go to the cinema very often, so it's not that big of a deal. But, I mean, that is cool, I guess. I mean, it beats trying to like pay $10 a month for Disney Plus and $30 to see Moana or whatever the hell they're going to try.
Yeah, I like to go to the movie theater. Of course, I haven't in quite some time.
Yeah.
But I sort of miss it. I didn't go see a ton of movies normally, but a handful.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was nice to be able to go see things like, the Avengers and grand films like that I wanted to see,
Yeah, right.
Like, I can't imagine that it would be that big of a loss to see something that was made on a smaller scale. For example, like, I don't know, what was that, King of Staten Island you were talking about? Like, that's a smaller type of picture. It's not big, grand. So you don't have to. I understand people went and saw like Kong versus Zilla, on the big screen. I get that.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't need to go see a simple 2-camera Clerks type of film on the big screen.
Yeah.
I have seen it on the big screen, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. Let's see. What else here? AMC's Executive Vice President of Worldwide Programming and Chief Content Officer Elizabeth Frank commented on the must-have snack for audiences. She's talking about the free popcorn.
Ah, yes. I
Millions
wasn't sure what she was talking about.
Millions of moviegoers have already returned to AMC to enjoy exciting new blockbusters in the best way possible on the big screen, with big sound at AMC's big, sometimes sticky. She didn't say that. I did. Comfortable seats.
You were saying big and sticky. I wasn't sure what you were getting at there for a second.
Yeah. So that's I'm looking forward to that. The one movie that I really wanted to see, and I think I may have even mentioned this on the show before, but the one that the pandemic delayed quite a bit that I was really looking forward to was the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, I'm a Ghostbusters fan. I really wanted to see this one because the third one, the one that they put out with Melissa McCarthy and that particular crew. Yeah. I've seen bits and pieces of it, and it's not that it is a horrible movie. It's just they didn't even put it in the same universe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but they did steal shots and scenes from the original and just kind of revamped it a little bit. So it was just it was really weird the way they did that. So this one I'm really excited for because this is a direct sequel to the original 2.
Right.
So I'm down with this one for sure.
Ivan Reitman, who was the original director of the first 2, his son is directed this one, and it has cameos from the existing Ghostbusters. Sadly, Harold Ramis has passed, obviously, but Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and
Ernie
Winston-
Hudson.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson. Mhm.
They all make an appearance.
Yeah,
As
and
well as
Paul
the
Rudd.
Yeah, and Paul Rudd, right.
So-
As well as the original Cadillac hearse that was the Ecto 1 is in the new one too.
Yeah, they find Ecto. So yeah, I don't know all the story details, but yeah, they find the original Ecto and they find some of the original gear and stuff and kind of revamp things. So hopefully this will be received well. Hopefully it'll be made well and do well and will almost be a launching pad for a new generation of the franchise itself being handed over to a new crew of people. And I'm hoping that's kind of what this is.
Yeah. We shall see. I think the new release date is in November now.
Yeah, well, they'll probably back it up again. That seems like that's what they've been doing with it. But no, I'm hoping it's going to be real good. I mean, it's got to be fairly funny. Paul Rudd's in it. Like I said, that guy's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, let's move along here, Dan.
Yep.
This
I know I didn't really get funny in that bit, but I was excited for the show. I don't know what you want.
Well,
I'm excited
what
for
else
that
is-
movie.
what else is new?
Yeah, well, hey, popcorn. Dun-dun-dun.
This story is out of Moberly, Missouri. Or how are you? You're familiar with Moberly, Missouri, right, Dan?
Nope, not at all. Not even a little bit.
This I don't know that this necessarily qualifies as news, but they released it. So, a registered sex offender has been charged with being present near a park, playground, pool, or museum for operating a Railroad Days Carnival ride for a 3 to 7-year-old Wednesday night. So this was last week. Moberly police arrested 55-year-old Victor Allen Jacobs of Moberly, an officer who was assigned to foot patrol at Railroad Days, recognized him through previous contacts and knew he was a registered sex offender. So
No, I would have said I would have said that was news, but we all know Carney's. How do you not know he's a sex offender? He's a Carney.
I think that's a requirement.
Did you put that on your resume when you fill? Do Carnies even do resumes?
I don't know if they
Where do you
it.
put down your special skills?
I survive multiple drug overdoses.
I know all the lyrics to Freebird.
I've successfully lured girls into an old Airstream trailer.
Oh, jeez. All right.
No. Those are the kinds of skills.
I can dupe a slack-jawed yokel by telling them their age and or weight, which isn't even close. Yeah. I can spread kitty litter on throw up. There you go. That's a skill itself.
That one's a legitimately useful piece of knowledge for them.
Well, it's something I can turn the other cheek when the safety check comes on the tilt-a-whirl. No problem.
All right.
That's why I don't go to fair things like that. That's sketchy.
It's really weird without being able to do this with the live drops, but it's time for paranormal news. So yeah,
That was the first time it didn't actually blow my ears out.
we are we run the podcast. You know, people do podcasts different ways, but the way we like to do it is like we're doing an actual live program, like you would have to do it if you were on air. And so we usually have all this stuff.
Why would we try to do something like that, Ricky?
I don't know. But what my point is that we usually play off of the sound beds and all that stuff. We usually have it all laid out and it happens live as we go. And so this time we're just sort of acting like it's there, but it isn't yet. It will be.
Here, hold on. Does that help?
A little bit. Let's see. And this is out of England in the UK. In a strange story, a man claims to have spotted a massive dome of light lingering in a field prior to the appearance of a crop circle the following day.
You sure he wasn't just talking about his neighbor? Oi, that guy over there's a massive dome.
Yeah, well, yeah, he might have been, I'm not sure.
Oi, dickhead, you're a massive dome.
According to a local media report, the intriguing incident reportedly occurred last Wednesday morning in the village of Chalfont St. Peter when a bright light emanating from outside of his home woke up witness Martin Holt. Initially, he thought that it was the moon or some kind of security light, and he looked out the window and was astonished by what he saw.
How the hell? How flippin' bright does he think the moon is?
I don't know. He says, quote, "It was a great dome of light. That's the only way I can describe it." He recalled, "It was perfectly white like an opaque bulb. The dome was about 150 feet wide and around 30 feet tall. Absolutely enormous. Eerily, the anomaly was completely silent, and the man eventually wound up falling back to sleep. The next morning..."
How the hell do you fall back to sleep after something like that?
No, I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. The next morning, he was talking with his neighbor about the strange event, but they hadn't seen anything. So maybe this guy just had some sort of mental episode or like a stroke or something. I don't know what happens with a stroke.
Perhaps it was a UFO. Perhaps it was a stroke.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe it was some type of weird sleep paralysis, half dreaming, half sleeping thing.
It's possible. However, he and his neighbor, who didn't see shit, decided
Very attentive man
to investigate the field where the dome had seemingly been sitting, and to their surprise, they discovered that there was now a sizable crop circle in that location.
No, that don't mean shit. There's crop circles every day over in Europe, man.
True. Remarkably, Holt estimated that at one point the formation was the same width as the light that he had seen hours earlier. It was very strange.
That's all guesswork.
I can't say it was UFO because it wasn't flying, but it was definitely an unidentified object or light. So
maybe instead he walked outside and it was the headlights of a 1972 Lincoln Continental coming at him.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense though. Why would his neighbor didn't see anything? This guy did see something, but it was completely quiet. But if it was that bright, don't you think it would have woke up the neighborhood watchman next door to him there?
I'm not sure that guy knows what the hell's going on at all.
Doesn't sound like it. That definitely is not the kind of neighbor that you want guarding your shit when you're on holiday. That's for damn sure. But
yeah, or as we call it, vacation.
That's right. It's all you ever wanted.
All right, let's move on here, Dan.
Have you ever seen a vampire take a vacation? I've seen that once.
I've seen that. Reminds for some reason I have some sort of vague memory of that.
I love inside jokes when no one else will get them, but well, whatever. We got it.
It's fine. We have to entertain ourselves somehow. So on the last episode, we had a story that included some hijinks with flare gun.
Yes, we did.
That somebody got arrested over, and this week we've got more flare related nonsense or tomfuckery or whatever phrase you want to use.
There's been a sharp incline in the use of medieval edged weaponry and flare guns lately.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but I guess
it seems like isn't that how He-Man they defended themselves in Eternia? They all had swords, clubs, and flare guns or lasers or something. We're getting close to that, I think.
Yeah. So
you get to live out your dream of being Fisto after all, Ricky.
Oh, don't put that on me, sir.
No, I'm not putting anything on you. Trust me, man. You do what you want to. I'm not in that studio to stop you tonight.
A South Georgia man faces criminal charges after police say he sent a road flare to a drive-through bank teller through the pneumatic tube.
All right, that's a pretty good move. Did he do it on purpose, or did he just I don't know, fuck up and accidentally put it in there?
It definitely appears that he did that on purpose.
Was it lit?
I don't think it was, luckily.
Okay. That's not as bad, I guess.
Michael Aaron Bass was arrested Wednesday in Thomasville after the flare set off a panic when a bank teller concluded that it was a stick of dynamite.
yeah. Claudette was like, thank you. Do you need anything else? Holy shit, is that dynamite? You just... No, don't worry. That's just a flare.
Bass drove up on a motorcycle. He cashed a work check and then sent the flare back to the teller, Police Sergeant Scott Newberry said.
As a thank you gift?
I don't know. He stuck it in the vacuum tube and sent it to the teller, and he drove off, Newberry said. The building was evacuated while police responded. Newberry said the road flare resembled a destructive device. That's pretty vague.
I got a destructive device for you. Hold on a second. Let me show you this.
Bass was arrested 2 hours later on his motorcycle. Well, he's probably arrested off his motorcycle, but he got stopped on the motorcycle.
Maybe they threw like a I don't know, a broom handle through the front spokes like you did on a bicycle when you were a kid, and watch that dude flip over the top. And I'm trying to figure out what would go through one's head to send an unlit road flare back through the pneumatic tube.
Or lit would be worse.
Well, if it's lit, then obviously it's fuck you. That's the mentality at that point. That would make sense to me, actually, in a weird, demented way. But when you're just like, well, I got my $212 from the Sunoco from this week. Well, road flare. And you just haul ass off into the distance.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't get it. That sounds like some middle-aged, stupid-ass biker. Let me call my dad and ask him, maybe. Now I think about it, I guess I could call my family.
All right. Got one last story here this week.
Remember when he tried to pull his wang out at my wedding? Remember that?
Yeah, I very much do.
Yeah.
I've mentioned it on the show. Not as blatantly as you mentioned it, but I have made reference to that on the show before.
Yeah. I'm proud moment in my life.
A local animal rescue is asking for your help tonight. Yours specifically, Dan, I think is what they're getting at.
Nope.
Local animal rescue is asking for help tonight after they say a man released nearly 100 parakeets in Moorhead, North Dakota this week. Rescuers say...
All right. Well, what the hell am I supposed to do about it?
Well, rescuers say if the birds aren't captured soon, they will likely die.
Yeah. Well...
21 parakeets, or as they called them down under, budgies.
Leggy, blondie. That's another joke. You guys got that one.
No, it wasn't a joke. It was just you singing a song.
Well,
there was about 400 times not to.
There's a joke about that. Why I sang that particular song, though, that I know at least 2 people will get when they hear this episode.
Well, I got it.
Well, 3 people.
Still doesn't mean I wanted you to do it.
Well, there's a lot of things I've done that you haven't wanted me to do.
Yeah, well, that's accurate. 21 parakeets, as well as an unknown number of newly hatched baby parakeets, are new members of the family in West Fargo.
Are they like parakeets?
I don't know. Right now, it's just a matter of getting these guys comfortable and settled in, Candy Wiley, vice president of the Center for Avian Adoption and Rescue, said.
That's a hell of a name.
Wiley said the rescue got a call Wednesday night from a man saying he needed to drop off some birds. They showed up with a couple cages. One of them was like a homemade wooden box thing, and we literally had to cut it to get the birds out of there, she said.
He nailed live birds into a wooden box.
I guess.
What a psychopath.
She said the man later dropped the bombshell that before he came to the rescue, he released 80 birds near the Moorhead Country Club.
This guy's a fucking creep, dude.
It's really hard because you have to bite your tongue, and I'm just glad he brought the ones that he did at this point, Wiley said. It becomes a matter of just hoping we can track them down before it's too late, because a lot of them aren't going to make it.
Yeah, I would say, how many did he drop off? Like 8, or he released 80?
Yes.
Oh, I'd say at least 77 of those are dead at this point. Yeah, That's probably a given number at this point.
Hard enough to keep those things alive when you just put them in a cage and are feeding them bird seed every day.
Or just nail them inside of a wooden fucking coffin that you just built for $1.12 from Home Depot, I'd assume. Yeah, it's
You're not building anything out of wood for $1.12 right now.
Well, did you see that lumber prices much like my own wood, have plummeted in recent days? So
Yeah,
maybe you can again. I don't know.
yeah. Also, the value of cryptocurrency took a giant nosedive. Also,
Well, there goes your retirement plan.
I know exactly.
That's what you get for putting all your money in fake pretend. No, that's what we do every day anyway. Actually, now that I think about it.
All right. Well,
But hey, you know, at this point, if people want to buy a T-shirt, they can use cryptocurrency. I think. Does that work on our website?
it's got to be through PayPal. Whatever you can use through PayPal. Well, thank you for joining us on a sort of strange episode of the Noka News Network.
We fear change.
We're glad that you gave us an extra day to get things fixed for you, and that you still consider us friends.
Well, didn't have much of a choice, did you?
You can visit our store if you would like to purchase any of our growing range of T-shirts.
Yeah, they're pretty comfy. You should do that.
That's at nokanews.store. We also have fanny packs up there, which is fantastic, if you ask me.
You guys buy some stuff, we might be able to afford a new computer so we don't have to do this again. Just saying.
You can send us an email at newsroom@nokanews.com, and also call and leave us a voicemail. Phone number there is 614-398-0770.
So if you really think about it, the fact that you haven't bought enough T-shirts for us to buy a computer is really, it's your fault that we're delayed an extra day or so here on this week's episode. You guys should really take some responsibility for yourselves. I'm just saying.
Stop blaming everyone else, Dan.
Well, I'm sure as hell not going to take the blame.
Thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you next time.
I'm just kind of glad my kid didn't run in here yelling stuff about Winnie the Pooh. That'd have been awkward.
Yeah.
Or I'm glad I didn't come running in here yelling about stuff about Winnie the Pooh.
Who the fuck do I sue now that I injected all this preparation H straight into my dong piece? Mad swollen, mad sore. Gonna need some contact info. Thanks.